me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ho, H to the O-V. I used to move snowflakes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pro Sports Takes. Today we have a special guest in the house, the first guest in Pro Sports Takes history. We're going to start getting some more guests on over the coming shows, and there's no better place to start than Mr. Richmond himself, the VP and COO of Richmond's most prominent professional sports team, a three-time Executive of the Year. We got Parney on the show. What's going on, Parney? How's it going?
Well, good morning. It's a good way to start today. I might need you to call me every day to pump up my ego so I can get going through this COVID-19 crap, but appreciate you having me on. I'm flattered to be the first guest and looking forward to being here with you.
Absolutely, man. We're excited to have you. So some people listening to this might already know who you are, but I'm sure some people don't know yet. So what should people know about you, or more importantly, how do you want people to remember your legacy?
Well, I'm a career minor league guy. I've been this is my 31st year in minor league baseball. I'm counting this year because I feel like we've worked harder than ever, even though we're not having any games. But I think the word community comes to mind. Wherever we've been working in minor league baseball, we've tried to work not as a minor league baseball team, as an integral, vibrant fabric, important part of the community. Wherever we've been, certainly Richmond has been just an amazing experience for all of us. It was a perfect timing for us to come to Richmond. Richmond needed us, and we needed Richmond, and baseball needed Richmond. And so it's been, but I think community is probably the word that comes to mind.
Yeah, I've seen that you guys have had a huge impact on the community. I think I saw that the Richmond Flying Squirrels were, as a whole, Company of the Year in the city of Richmond. So definitely kudos to that. With the global pandemic this year, the minor league season has been canceled. What are the Spurs, or what are the Squirrels doing to get back to having a safe environment come the 2021 season?
Well, if we could change our name to the Spurs and go into the NBA and actually play, that'd be pretty cool. Well, we've pivoted big time. You hear that word. Some words during COVID you hear like unprecedented and all that.
Right, of course.
So we don't have baseball games, but I feel like the Squirrels were one of the teams in America that didn't have to pivot quite as much, because while we play baseball games, obviously during the summer, we're such a part of the community that that people expect us to be around 12 months out of the year. So we've just changed what we do a little bit. Rather than baseball games in the summer, we have movies in the outfield. We had a Father's Day catch in the outfield. We have happy hours on Friday night. So my daughter, who works for the Myrtle Beach Pelicans, and I often joke, people think we work in baseball, but we're all really just an event-oriented company. And so we've just changed our events a little bit.
Yeah, so it sounds like whether the season's going on or not, you still very much enjoy your job. What would you say is your favorite part of your daily job as the COO of an award-winning organization?
Well, it's got to be people, right? I mean, I'm very much a people person. I try to live life putting others before myself. Coach Rhodes at VCU and I talk about all the time. We're very close. Living a life where others are more important than yourself is just that leads to a positive life, right? And I think that's very, very important. And being around people is the most important thing.
Yeah, for sure. Like you probably know, me and Rob are from the Richmond area, and we've been around since the Richmond Braves have been here. Fans don't know that's the former AAA affiliate of the Atlanta Braves. And anyways, I remember voting for the team name in high school and ultimately choosing the Flying Squirrels. And it's just good 10 years later to be talking to the Eastern League Executive of the Year. So I know you said that you've been a long career minor league guy. What are some of the best prospects that you've come across in your career?
Well, Brandon, some of them were prospects before you were even alive, probably. That's how old I am. When I was with the Phillies, we had guys like Scott Rowland, Jimmy Rollins, guys that have gone on to not only have great careers, but get Hall of Fame votes. Here in the names that pop into my head are the guys that helped the Giants win 3 World Series. Brandon Crawford, Brandon Belt, I mean, we've sent 60, I think it's 68 guys to the big leagues.
Wow.
In our 10 years here in Richmond. So tag on another 21 years to that, guys, in other organizations. I don't know how many people I've worked with that made it to the big leagues. It's got to be probably over 200 at this point. But I would say those names are the ones that pop out. And I know I'm missing some other ones. Oh, Andrew McCutcheon.
MVP right there.
Andrew McCutcheon played for us in Alpha and was one of my favorite guys to be around. And obviously he's become a great professional in the big leagues on and off the field. So if you give me enough time, I could probably name drop some pretty big names, but those are the ones that come to the top of my head.
I'm sure. And from an on-field perspective, like obviously the Richmond Flying Squirrels are the Giants' AA team nowadays. From what you've seen firsthand, what do you think of the Giants' future in the 2020s with the farm system that's currently in place?
Well, I think it's really changed over the course of the last couple of years with Brian Sabian leaving the Giants, Bruce Bochy leaving the Giants, Farhan coming in, Capwood coming in. So it's changed. And that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just a fact that it's changed. It's a changing of the art. So we'll see. You know, they've drafted fairly high the last couple of years. Obviously, that will have an effect. The draft going to 5 rounds this year. Their ability to sign undrafted free agents is going to be tested like it is with all the other major league teams. We haven't had winning teams on the field consistently. That has not affected our attendance. That has not affected our connection to the community. At the same time, though, to send 68 guys to the big leagues in a little over 10 is a higher number than you would hear. I mean, that's a pretty significantly high number, averaging 7 guys if you round up. But my grades were so bad in school, I always rounded up because that made it sound.
Round up.
Yeah, so seven per year is a pretty high number. They've obviously done a good job of running guys through Richmond on their way to the big leagues, and we'll just see what happens.
For sure. And recently I remember seeing some renovations to the diamonds. I think it was about last year. Y'all moved the outfield wall in about 10 feet. And I'm sure that has something to do with hitting more home runs, and not many minor league catchers do that better than Joey Bart. And if you're a Giants fan right now, many things can make you more excited than the anticipated first game of the top prospect. Bart's the former 2nd overall pick who's dealt with some broken bones over the last 2 years of his career. But he has the potential to get called up this year and possibly push Buster Posey out of a starting spot. And I know it's rare for a team to have the best catcher in the league, talking about Buster Posey, but it has to be more rare for their heir apparent to have the tools to become the best catcher in the league as well. So can you tell us a little bit about Joey Bart's impact and the potential he could have in San Francisco?
Well, I don't think anybody's pushing Buster out anywhere. I think if Buster, I mean, obviously he's opted out for this year and he's not playing, but if he moves to another position, it'll be to elongate his career, and I think that's positive for Buster. Buster's one of the greatest Giants of all time. Joey Bart is one of those guys, and I've been around him a few times. Scott Rowland was one. I mentioned Jimmy Rollins. He was one. When you meet certain players off the field, they have it, whatever it is. They have a special air about them. They have an air of professionalism. They have an air of confidence. Joey Bart has all those things. Another thing, Andrew McCutcheon was the same way. Another thing that those guys have, the ball sounds different off their bat during batting practice.
Right.
Once I got used to those guys being around, I could tell just by the sound, if I was around the field, I could tell when those guys were taking BP. The same for Joey. All those things apply to Joey. He's got a hugely great future in front of him, and he goes about his business in a very, very, very positive way, and I was very impressed with him. I'm really sad that we didn't get to see him this year. I think our team on the field would have been really, really excellent. If you go back to August of last year, I mean, we stumbled out of the gate last year. We weren't very good win-loss-wise on the field. But if you look at the last month of the season, the month of August, we had the best record in the league, and that was with guys like Joey Bart being here, guys like Eliot Ramos, who's another high prospect being here, Sean Jelly, who's a high prospect being here, a pitcher. So I feel like we really would have been good on the field, but I learned at the very beginning of COVID-19, if you sit around and you play what if, you just drive yourself even more crazy. So we're not going to play what if here.
Yeah, I think people now kind of gotten a chance to understand the charisma you have about yourself and understand how important community is to you.